Ladies and gentlemen, this topic is something we've been talking about for far too long, and that topic is mom's boyfriend. We have two situations, two stories that I'm going to talk to you guys about. This is one of them, and this little girl was put in probably one of the worst situations that I've seen, and the worst condition, the worst possible so-called home where they had this little girl living at. And when y'all hear this story, it's probably going to turn your stomachs. But I want to remind you guys, as difficult as it is to listen to what we're talking about, there is nothing more difficult than what these babies and little babies like her actually have to live through. And all I ask you guys to do is just hear this baby's story, okay? This little girl's name, let's see if I can get her name up on here real quick. This little girl's name is 1-year-old Amanda Marie Owens. 1 year old. And I'm going to tell you about this little girl. There was a California man who has been accused of killing his girlfriend's 1-year-old daughter, who police say that they found dead Monday at a motel. Derek Woods, and let me see if I can get that fool's face up on the screen. That guy right there, that's Derek Woods, who is 43 years old. 43 years old. I got a lot of questions, but let me go ahead and tell you the story. This man was arrested because what he did was he did something really bad to this little girl. I'm going to give you the details. And then he fled. He ran from the hotel. Okay? So they set out on a manhunt to find him, and they eventually found him. So they arrested him after this manhunt, and that's according to the West Sacramento Police Department. The incident occurred at a place called Sylvy's Hotel. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with Sylvy's Hotel, Silvey''S. That is in California and Sacramento specifically. Let me see if I could show y'all this hotel. Y'all look at this. Y'all look at the pictures of this hotel. Let's get a little bit deeper. I'm going to cover up the whole screen because I want y'all to see exactly what this hotel looks like. And I want y'all to understand that these people were not visiting this hotel. From what I understand, they were living in this nasty hotel. Y'all look at the doors. Look at this. Look like somebody done kicked this door in 50 times over the past 100 years. Y'all are seeing this, right? I'm going to switch through these photos so y'all can see them real nice and big. I'm going to try to leave them up there for a moment so y'all can see. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Y'all can tell this hotel looked like it came out of the apocalypse. Do y'all see this? How many of y'all would stay in a hotel that looks like this? This hotel looks like the place where dreams go to die. Literally and figuratively. Okay? I just want to take up a little bit of the screen so y'all can understand exactly what we're dealing with. This incident occurred at a place called Sylvy's Motel, which probably has a negative 1-star rating, and police say that they were dispatched to look into a welfare check report. There, they found a 1-year-old little girl dead. They did not precisely explain how she died or any alleged motive behind it. They simply said she died from traumatic injuries and that this was a homicide case. This sparked a manhunt for Woods, who was allegedly seen leaving the area on foot. That search ended on Tuesday. West Sacramento police said that they arrested him at a Sacramento residence with the help of Yolo County District Attorney's investigators and local police. She was an angel. Her father, his name is Dion Owens. That's what he said about his daughter. He said, "That's my angel." Friends of Amanda's mother described Woods as the mother's boyfriend. Let me say thank you real quick to her friends who put that information out there, because I'm going to tell y'all, even though this is tragic to the little girl, and I know people feel like they're doing the mother's a service by maybe protecting some of the information so people won't find out who the mom is and harass the mom and make the mom feel guilty. Well, let me tell you guys a little something that might piss you off. Are y'all ready for this? The scenario that I explained of the Thug Zoo, and remember, Thug does not have a color attached to it. I'm not saying Thug Zoo because the dude is black. I'm saying Thug because of the behavior. It's the behavior, not the color, okay? Now, mom, in a scenario like this, likes the Thug Zoo. Mom decides to take her helpless 1-year-old baby to the Thug Zoo and then take the baby and put her inside the Thug lion cage, walk away, and the Thug lion does what the Thug lion does, and it mauls the baby and kills the baby. But yet we're supposed to protect the identity of the mom. We're supposed to give her GoFundMe money. We're supposed to make sure that nobody is able to hold her accountable for putting her daughter in this situation. Let me explain to you guys how bad this really is. Let me pause. If you guys are listening, please click the thumbs up, share the stream, let more people know that we're live if you would. Our goal tonight is at least 400 thumbs up. It's a simple thing to do. I don't ask people to do much except just click the thumbs up. We're at 220 right now, so that number needs to come up really, really quick. I do not want to turn the chat off because I want everybody to be able to chat, but I do need in return for people to click that thumbs up, please, okay? We work very hard to try to bring you guys as much information about these stories as possible, and that's all we ask in return, okay? So thank you guys who have already done it. Let me say this. With the type of help that single mothers get in the United States of America, I don't know how it works around the rest of the world, but in America, if you have a child by any man, it's just as good as being married to that man. Do you know why? Because those mothers get benefits from having those children, which is what we call hashtag babies for benefits. What they get in return, and it's not all, but the majority, what they get is they get child support. They get Section 8 housing. They get food stamps. Some of them get car vouchers. They get energy assistance. They get WIC. They get all types of help. Some of them even get daycare assistance, I've been told, which I didn't realize that, but I guess that makes sense. But there are a lot of things that on top of that, you could also gain control over whatever man that you have that kid by. Those are generally the benefits that women get from having these kids. In a situation where a mother has all of these built-in advantages just from giving birth, and birth is a very difficult thing. I don't want to take that away from the women. Shout out to the women. Shout out any mothers who have given birth. I salute you all for giving life because it's a very difficult thing, and you guys should be praised for being able to give birth. But for the bad ones who have these children for all the wrong reasons and put these children in a disadvantaged situation, you would have to ask yourself, why would this mother be living in a hotel room with a thug criminal? I'm going to say that again. And matter of fact, that's actually the biological father. If y'all want to watch what he has to say about this, I'd love to let y'all hear from the biological father. So shout out to him. With all of the built-in advantages of just having a baby, why would they be living inside of a negative 1-star hotel room? But let me tell you guys a little bit more. Friends of Amanda's mother, described Woods as the mother's boyfriend. Deion Owens said he was in the middle of a custody dispute with the mother at the time of the baby's death. So he was trying to take custody of the baby. Community activist Barry Axius said he had been in touch with the child's mother. Frantic, he told. I mean, she was screaming. My baby's dead. My baby's dead. He's saying that's what the mom said. Amanda's 3-year-old brother is also said to have been found injured and was taken to a hospital, which I did not know. Actually, that's the little boy right there. I didn't even realize I had that picture. So they actually had not one, but 2 children living inside that dirty, nasty, filthy, hourly rate hotel. 2 kids and 2 grown adults. Here's why I call this man a criminal and a thug. Are y'all ready for this? Do y'all want to hear his criminal record? If y'all do, please let me know in the chat. I'd be more than happy to tell you guys why I call that man a criminal. If anybody wants to hear what his rap sheet is, let me know. If you don't, we can skip it. Wood's criminal history includes a 1996 no contest plea, which means you give yourself up to the mercy of the court, nolo contender, aka no contest. He pled no contest in a child abuse case. Go figure, huh? In 1996, he pled no contest to a child abuse case, as well as in 2011, a domestic battery and brandishing a weapon. How about that? Not only on the record has he had an incident that involved a child abuse case, but in 2011, domestic battery and brandishing a weapon. These are things that are pretty easy to find if you do something as simple as, oh yeah, a background check. How is it that we're in 2021 and I've been talking about this stuff since what, 2019? I've been begging these women, begging everybody to do a background check on these men, excuse me. I don't know why my coffin always wants to act up when I start streaming. I've been fine all day. But it's so simple to do a background check, even if you got to pay a little money. Look at it as an investment. You have to invest in yourself, because you look at his face, and I'm sorry, just if you look at his face, the dude don't look like a suitable babysitter. This dude looks like a suitable bunkmate in federal prison. Does he not? You slap some federal colors on that dude and he looks like he'd fit right in. He definitely don't look like he fit in for being father of the year, a good parent, a role model, a mentor, right? He don't have that kind of face. And I'm going to tell y'all, and I want y'all to look at this baby's face. And I want y'all to think about this before y'all go telling me I don't need to cast judgment. This man was around 2 children that do not belong to him. And I want y'all to understand that little girl is less than 12 months old. In less than 12 months, you're already with a new man who's 47 years old, who already has a violent history. And you decide to put both of your children. Matter of fact, the dude almost ended up killing both kids because the other kid also suffered injuries. So another question you would have to ask is this. Hashtag, where was the mom? If they were living in a hotel, they clearly, at this particular hotel, the Sylvy Hotel, they clearly didn't have a whole lot of money. I think that hotel charges what, like $9.99 a night or something like that? $10 to get you a night at that hotel. At least it looks like it. But where was mom that she had to leave these helpless, defenseless babies in that nasty rat shack? And on top of that, what makes this even more egregious, the biological father was actually available to take his kids. I'm going to say that again. When y'all ask what a biological father is, he was actually trying to take custody of the kids. And the mom refused custody. The mom fought him for custody, would not let him see his kids, but she'll let her shitty ass jail-bound boyfriend be around these kids all day long and he ended up killing them. How about that? Let me give you guys the fair usage. Let's take a look at the news videos. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use. It is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107. And by the way, one of these videos actually has the biological father's interview, so we're going to listen to all of them. So here we go. And let me say thank you to one of our people in the chat, one of our good friends, one of our great friends, Leanne Engel, who is always showing love. And let me point out what she said. She said, background checks is one of the many things I learned from Jay, from me. And Leanne, I got to say, not only thank you for posting that, but thank you for always finding it in your heart and in your budget to donate. And I thank you so much for putting that message in the chat so everybody can see that we are learning something together. But thank you very much for sharing that.
Well, I can tell you that the families involved with this case are absolutely devastated today. Now, I spoke with the father's side of the family, who is actually in the process of fighting for custody for the one-year-old girl before this all happened. Now, they say they believe this could have been prevented.
She was an angel. That's my angel.
Dion Owens identified one-year-old Amanda Marie Owens as his daughter. West Sacramento police say she was found dead from what they're calling traumatic injuries at Sylvy's Motel around noon on Monday.
Well, I was hoping that my daughter would be okay and I could come and take her like I want to, like I was trying to do. But I found out that she was dead.
Owens said he had been going through a custody battle with Amanda's mother when this all happened.
I'm just angry. There's no other word. I can't feel nothing else but anger. I'm not sad. I'm mad.
Amanda's aunt, Edith Isom, believes this could have all been prevented.
But still, at the same time, you don't keep your baby from getting no real love, you know? And she would have been safe with us if she would have. That would have never happened, ever.
Neighbors at the motel tell us they believe the mother of the one-year-old had been staying there for a few weeks now with her other 3-year-old son.
2 days ago, she was jumping around and running from her brother, and you know, today it's sad.
But she says she had never seen the suspect, 43-year-old Derek Woods, around the motel and doesn't have any idea why he was there in the first place.
I don't know why he would do that to those kids. There's no woman or no man that important to hurt your kids about, you know?
Now, police say there was also a 3-year-old involved with this incident, a stepbrother of the girl who was killed, who is being treated for his injuries over at the UC Davis Medical Center, and we're told that he is expected to be okay. Now, we're also told that the father's side of the family will be holding a vigil here at the motel where this all happened, coming up tonight at 6 o'clock. Back to you.
Lena, have we heard from the mother at all, or what connection there might have been to this suspect?
At this point in time, that information is just not clear. We're not really sure what that connection was at the.
And that's what I hate that the news does. They say, we really don't have any idea. Well, now you guys know that's why you watch my channel. Because if I present a story, there's a good chance that I'm going to know. That was mom's boyfriend. That's the connection, since the news don't have enough nuts and ovaries to tell you the damn truth. That was mom's boyfriend. And look at them with these damn balloons. Told y'all, stop releasing balloons. Have a candlelit vigil, do something, but stop just buying all those balloons and you think it's a good idea and it's really not, because all you're doing is just littering.
Hey. Hello. Hello. Hi, baby.
Now at 4, video you'll see only on CBS 13 as a manhunt for an accused baby killer comes to an end. Thanks so much for joining us, everyone. I'm Elizabeth Kling.
And I'm Curtis Manning. The suspect cuffed at a Sacramento apartment on Oakmont. This after the beating death of a 1-year-old who family identifies as Amanda Owens. Her body discovered yesterday at a motel in West Sacramento. And now her toddler brother, also beaten, is in the hospital. CBS 13's Renee Santos is live with the investigation.
Yeah, we're learning that that baby girl's little brother as well is being treated at UC Davis Hospital, but this is the motel where those children were found just...
Okay, let's take a pause real quick. I don't mind doing this while we're live, so give me a moment. Okay, clearly I have a question in the chat. The lovely Tasha said, Jay, please get over the balloons. Let me ask you this. Why should I get over us littering our planet? Littering our lakes, poisoning our environment. Why should I get over that? Can you give me a good reason why I should let it go? You don't compound a problem by doing more stupid things. Like, because we suffered a death, that means we need to go pollute our environments. How does that make any sense? If you have an answer for that, I'd be happy to hear you. But you said, please get over the balloons. My question to you is, why should I? I'll take a pause. That's why we got the live chat. I'll be happy to hear what you have to say about that. Because I do get people that come into the comments section a lot, and they say things that are similar to that. So I don't mind. Don't be afraid to type in the chat. That's what the chat is open for. All it does is pollutes the environment. It creates trash. So I want you to imagine, what if you found 20 or 30 balloons in your front yard and all caught up in your trees? Would you not think that that's a silly thing to do, to so-called pay respects to somebody else? I mean, to be honest with you, tragic things happen every day, but that doesn't mean that we need to release 1 million balloons. What's so bad about a candlelit vigil? Is it not messy enough? I thought candlelit vigils are actually pretty nice. They look really nice at night also. Some tea light candles, a few t-shirts, some teddy bears, blow bubbles, thank you. Matter of fact, I want you to do some research for me. I have something that I want you to look up. Let me see if I can find it. What was the name of that story, y'all? Balloon Fest 1986. So I have some homework for... Let me see if I can find your name again. Let me see if I can find your name. What was your name? I don't see your name right now. But nonetheless, I want you to look up this thing called Balloon Fest. Balloon Fest of 1986. Google that, and I want y'all to see how destructive it is to release balloons anywhere and everywhere. Okay? But I noticed she didn't say anything else after that, and I hope I didn't scare you off. A lot of people say that, but I actually, whenever y'all post stuff in the comment section, I actually have real answers for you. I just want y'all to know that. I don't just say things for no reason. I don't say stop using GoFundMe as life insurance for no reason. I don't say stop releasing balloons into the atmosphere for no reason. Because they never make it to the atmosphere. That's why. Right? I don't say stop dating thugs because hashtag you date thugs, you date death for no reason. You get it? Having a whole lot of unprotected sex is also a bad thing. Yes. Having a bunch of kids for the benefits that you can collect from those kids is a bad thing. Have I made a point that's not valid yet? Balloons hurt everything. Matter of fact, y'all can actually post that in the chat. Not only birds, not only planes, not only the ocean and fish and turtles and alligators and all kind of other stuff. It also trashes our environment and our neighborhoods. Let me know if I said something. Said, no, I'm here and I understand, but people have been releasing balloons forever. Oh, Lord have mercy. Oh, my God. Oh my God. Oh. Tasha, sweetie. Tasha. Tasha, did you really take that long to give me that answer? People have been releasing balloons forever? That's the response? That's the response to everything that I just said. People been doing it forever. Well, we could also look at it and say that slavery has been going on forever, for 400 years. Maybe we should keep doing that. For the past, I don't know how many hundreds of years, we've always had white presidents. Maybe we should keep doing that. Maybe we should have never had a black president. We've been fighting for our rights and fighting for our civil liberties for 200 years. Maybe like why should we do that? It's been going on forever. We've been having racial discrimination at jobs forever. Why not just allow that to continue? We've been polluting the atmosphere forever. Why try to build energy efficient cars now? Why have solar power? We've been fucking up the environment forever. Why not just continue to keep fucking it up? I'm sorry. I mean, you just, like I said, you just really just kind of gave me something to talk about that maybe other people. No. Let's not make fun of her in the chat. Let's not call her names. Look, because you guys got to understand that this might be some people's first time. Let's move on, please. How about we time you out? How about that? Take a break. Take a break. But like I said, this might be some people's first time here, okay? So, like I say, I use this as an opportunity for us to learn together and for me to be able to kind of prove my points and why I say what I say. But I just want to give y'all something to think about. But let's go ahead and continue with the story. Let's keep going.
Hours ago, Derek Woods was taken into custody after a manhunt for his whereabouts. And
Stop releasing damn balloons.
I just spoke to West Sacramento police, who tell me there are no other suspects in this investigation.
But I feel for that lady with her baby.
The mother of Derek Woods in tears over the death of a 1-year-old baby girl and her 3-year-old brother, whose injuries to his body were so bad. He's now in the hospital in serious condition.
They don't deserve this. And that baby did not deserve this.
Video you'll see only on CBS 13 shows the aftermath of an hours-long manhunt for Woods, following a violent homicide in West Sacramento where that baby girl was found dead. Her family identifies her as Amanda Marie Owens. The video shows multiple agencies, including West Sacramento Police and the U.S. Marshals, continuing their investigation after tracking down Woods at this Oakmont Street apartment. Woods' aunt is shocked over the allegations.
What really happened to the kids? How did it occur?
An innocent 1-year-old girl now gone, and her brother now fighting to survive following a horrific discovery at a West Sacramento motel. And we've been digging deeper into Woods' criminal history that dates back to the 1990s. Coming up at 5, what we're learning.
Police in West Sacramento are searching for this man right now, 43-year-old Derek Woods. It all comes after a 1-year-old was found dead.
This is happening along West Capitol Avenue, and ABC 10's Giacomo Luca is joining us live with the very latest. Giacomo.
Well, Madison and Chris, this is the scene tonight here at Sylvy's Hotel. It's very quiet, and
I want y'all to look at how nasty that hotel is.
The police tape has since been brought down, but multiple neighbors that live at this motel or staying at this motel say that police were investigating inside number 41 of this motel earlier today, and they described what happened inside as something nothing short of traumatic.
I want y'all to keep in mind that the mom and her 2 kids and the boyfriend were living in that hotel. How do you even do that when Section 8 is at least available? That would have at least put you in a house or an apartment. Maybe this mom just didn't even try. I don't know. But let's keep going.
When our officers arrived on scene, they found a deceased 1-year-old child.
The child died of what's being described as traumatic injuries, though authorities haven't released how the child died.
This is absolutely a traumatic event for anybody involved.
Now the department's launching a hunt for the suspect, 43-year-old Derek Woods. Police say Woods...
I'm sorry, but if you gotta stay at the Sylvy Hotel, you need your ass whooped. Seriously. Anybody out there who absolutely needs to stay at the Sylvy Hotel for $9.99 a night needs to take ass whooped. I don't care if you just staying there by yourself. If all the hotels were filled and there weren't no hotels, sleep in your damn car. Why would you sleep at a nasty ass hotel that was built in the 1700s? I don't understand that.
Woods knew the child but wouldn't go into more detail.
If somebody from the public sees Mr. Woods, please call the police, call your local agency.
Now, police do say that suspect is considered dangerous. If you see him, you're urged not to contact him, but to contact police. Back to you.
That hotel looked like it was built during the Great Depression or something. I don't know, man. That's just disgusting.
Well, we've spoken with a couple people staying here at Sylvy's Motel in West Sacramento, and although no one wanted to appear on camera this evening, they did tell me that all of this happened at one of the rooms in the corner of the motel unit at the end of the parking lot where police spent much of the day today investigating. A disturbing discovery at Sylvy's Motel in West Sacramento. Police doing a welfare check at one of the rooms found a 1-year-old child dead from apparent traumatic injuries. An arrest warrant now out for this man, 43-year-old Derek Woods. Police say he was last seen taking off from the motel on foot. He's wanted in connection to the baby's death. Police can't say what.
And let me answer a question. Somebody in the chat asked, why didn't the baby daddy take this info to the courts? He did. To answer your question, he did. And guess there was a bullet hole in the door. That's why I'm saying if anybody stays there, there's no reason for any human being to live in those hotels. I wouldn't let my damn dog live in that hotel overnight. Wouldn't do it. But yeah, the biological father was actually already going to court to gain custody of his kid. And unfortunately, the process took too long. And the boyfriend, the thug lion, got to this baby because mom continued to put her child in dangerous situations rather than just give the baby up to the dad. That's just sick, man. Let's keep going, though.
Woods' relationship is to the child, only that he's not unknown to the baby. They're also not able to talk about other family members who might have known about or seen what led up to the child's death. At this point, police are trying to get help from the public in finding Woods.
If somebody from the public sees Mr. Woods, please call the police, call your local agency. That way we can go out and contact him. He's considered wanted at this point in association with a violent felony.
Right now, an all-out manhunt for an alleged child killer in West Sacramento. The suspect seen here, 43-year-old Derek Woods.
The victim, a 1-year-old baby girl, seen here, found dead in a motel on West Capitol Avenue. Police say the child suffered traumatic injuries. Her brother was also seriously injured.
CBS 13's Anna Giles is live there tonight.
Okay. We got another person in the chat, and like I said, I'll just address it if I see you guys say something that I want to address. But if you guys would, we are at 352 thumbs up. If y'all would, please click the thumbs up. Our goal is 400. I think we have enough people in here watching right now to easily take us over our goal. So if you have come in the chat and you're typing, if you have not clicked the thumbs up, I'm asking, please click the thumbs up. It will help share our stream and let more people know that we're live. But if you would, do that for me so I don't have to repeat it so often, okay? So y'all click that thumbs up. But let me say this. Somebody in the chat said, not everyone can afford the best hotels. Remember, I told you guys, there's, and now y'all get to see it, there's always somebody who comes in my comment section that makes an excuse for what I just said that was actually factual. The mother has every opportunity to not allow this to happen, including the biological father asking for time with his daughter. And then eventually he said, you know what, I'm going to just take her legally, and took the mom to court to try to get his daughter. There was no reason for this little girl to be living in a hotel when the dad was actively trying to get his kid. That's not even a debate. That's not something you can debate at all, because that's a fact. But think about this. Thank you, April MG. I want you to look at what April MG wrote. April MG said the very logical thing. Why have kids if you can't afford a better hotel or the best hotels? This ain't even the Motel 6. This is the Sylvy Hotel. Bullet holes in the windows. The door looked like it been kicked in 155 times. It was built in the 1700s. This hotel don't even have a roof on it. Did y'all see the roof? Matter of fact, let me show y'all a picture of this roof again. And y'all tell me. I want y'all to just tell me, because maybe I'm tripping. Maybe I'm not looking at this right. Y'all look at that roof and y'all tell me that this hotel has a suitable roof on it. Huh? Hello, somebody talk to me. Is anybody clicking the thumbs up? Can y'all hear me at all? Look at this roof. Look at this picture. Do I need to break out my trusty whiteboard and show you guys the condition of this roof? Huh? I don't mind. If y'all can't see it, maybe you might be a little visually challenged like I am. I'm visually challenged. I want y'all to take a look at this roof. And y'all thought I was lying. Y'all thought DJ was exaggerating. Look at the roof. They don't have a roof. And in normal society, we don't call that a roof. That is a danger. That needs to be replaced. That needs to be fixed. But guess what? The Sylvy Hotel ain't gonna fix that. Just like they're not gonna fix nothing else in that room. Y'all get my point? That's not safe to have children there. So why would you have children? Nobody's forcing you to lay down and procreate, have kids, get pregnant, not only once, but twice. Why didn't she stop at her son? Because she knew that she didn't have enough money to stay in a place other than the Mosey Wozy. Huh? But maybe I'm just asking too many logical things. But let's keep going.
Begin tonight with unanswered questions and lingering pain after a 1-year-old baby girl was killed at a West Sacramento motel. Tonight, the homicide suspect is behind bars and the family is grieving.
CBS 13's Laura Hafley is live with the baby's family speaking out tonight. Laura.
As you said, the West Sacramento Police Department has arrested the man they say is responsible for the brutal murder of 1-year-old Amanda Marie Owens, whose family tonight gathered in memoriam for their loved one at the same motel the 1-year-old may have taken her last breath.
You know what? And let me say thank you, Diane. Diane did ask a good question. I want y'all to remember, not only did this little girl die, but she was also around her little brother, or excuse me, her bigger brother, who was still a little bitty kid. He was abused also, but he actually survived his injuries. And it makes me wonder, if the man fled on foot, then did this man leave the dead 1-year-old baby girl with her older brother, and he saw his little baby sister laying there dead? Because where was the mom in all of this? That's actually a really good question. Makes my stomach hurt thinking about it.
Just 1 year on Earth, but still, Amanda Marie Owens had a reputation for smiling.
When I got to see her, she was happy.
She's just perfect.
Exactly how her family is choosing to remember her.
There's no word for this.
A painful loss for Amanda's father, Dion, after his little girl was brutally murdered at Sylvy's Motel on Monday.
I understand what people be talking about when, they lost a kid.
Amanda's 3-year-old brother, Elijah Washington, was also severely beaten in the same motel room but survived. The man who may be responsible, Derek Woods, West Sacramento Police Department took him into custody Tuesday afternoon.
And I know my son did not do this, and I feel for him.
Despite Annette Woods' faith.
Oh my gosh. You gonna bring your old decrepit ass out there? I didn't even realize what she was saying. I want you guys to think about this. I just happened to listen to the video. This man, this dude, hold on, how old is he? Derek Woods, this dude is 43 years old, and his mama came out and said that he didn't do this. Because you know why? Because Oz didn't raise him like that. Right, Mom? I'm sure that you didn't raise him like that. That boy would never hurt no babies. Even though he has a violent criminal record, including in 1996, he actually gave himself up to the court in a child abuse case in 1996, as well as domestic battery and brandishing a weapon charges in 2011. But I guess he didn't do that either, huh? He didn't do that. He didn't do that.
Woods, West Sacramento Police Department took him into custody Tuesday afternoon.
And I know my son.
Listen to this. Woman, you was like, how old are you? Get your old ass out of here. Why would you get on TV and interview when they got proof? They had a manhunt for your son. Everybody's already confirmed it. The mom confirmed it. The baby dad confirmed it. The friends confirmed it. Come on, man.
Woods, West Sacramento Police Department took him into custody Tuesday afternoon.
Listen to his mama.
And I know my son did not do this, and I feel for him.
Despite Annette Woods' faith in her own son, Sac County court records show Woods has a list of priors dating back to the 90s that include felony child abuse and domestic battery.
Derek's not that type of person. It's two sides to the story.
But in this nightmare, there's one side that will never be told.
She didn't get to know everybody. She didn't get to know life.
She actually said there are two sides to every story. Okay, Grandma. Okay. So who murdered the kids? It was either the mom or your son. The kids, unless she's gonna come out, you know how y'all come on, y'all AFC, y'all know how they do. They always come out and say the kids did it to themselves, right? I'm sure the kids were probably walking and they tripped and fell off of something and broke their neck. I'm pretty sure that's how it happened, right? They were probably standing on top of the roof or something, I don't know, playing with frisbees and fell over backwards. That's how this little girl died, right? She didn't die of blunt force trauma of being beat by a grown-ass man. There are two sides to every story. Can y'all believe that?
Court records show Woods has a list of priors dating back to the 90s that include felony child abuse and domestic battery.
Derek's not that type of person. It's two sides to the story.
But in this nightmare, there's one side that will never be told.
She didn't get to know everybody. She didn't get to know life.
A friend close to the family tells us Amanda's 3-year-old brother, who survived the attack, is in the custody of Child Protective Services.
All right, such a sad case. Thanks, Laura.
Okay, we start with a manhunt for an alleged baby killer coming to an end.
And I want y'all to remember, whenever the family comes out and says stuff like that, my show, thank you so much. Let's go ahead and get you out of here. But I want y'all to think about this. It's very easy to see how much these people care about these children. I want y'all to notice that none of those two people came out and said that they feel bad for the little kid and they hope to get justice for that kid. They came out and said, nah, my son is innocent. He would never do something like that. There are two sides to every story. Did you hear them say anything about the babies, about the 2 children that were abused and beaten? I've been doing this for so long, so maybe it's just easy for me to see this and hear this. Those women, those old ass decrepit mothers, you would think because they're mothers, maybe they can relate to what this mother went through in losing her child and almost losing her other son. But no, they have no empathy. They have no compassion. They said it's 2 sides to every story, and my son didn't do this. Damn.
Police are searching for a man accused of killing an infant at a West Sacramento.
Well, behind us here at Sylvy's Motel in West Sacramento, there are family and friends that are lighting candles. They're listening to music and posting up photos in memorial of that 1-year-old girl who was killed this week.
What happened here in West Sacramento?
That's the press conference with the police. It's a little bit long. I'm going to go ahead and skip that. Let me give y'all my closing thoughts. My closing thoughts about this is I want you guys to remember what my purpose is. Can y'all see this shirt? This shirt, even though it's a little small on me, it says, "Babies' lives matter. And children's lives have to matter first." Okay? This was a horrible situation for these children to be living in that hotel. If you don't have enough money, and this is the only hotel that you could be living in, then you shouldn't have the kids. You shouldn't have given birth to the kids. And also, and that, shame on her, man. Shame on her. We'll come back to her here in a minute. But if you don't have money to live in anything better, then why were you fighting the biological father for custody? You could have just gave your kids to him. He can do better than I can do. I need to get myself together. I can't afford better. So why not just let the dad, why fight the dad? You know what we're going to do? We're going to fight the dad, but then turn around and let the boyfriend who has a violent criminal history against children, yeah, let's leave our kids around him. And the mom couldn't have been there because there's only 2 scenarios. Either the mom was there and allowed this to happen, she watched and saw it and didn't say anything, or the mom wasn't there and she left her kids in the hands of a potential killer that ended up murdering these kids. That's the only 2 things that could have happened. We have to start holding the people who are putting these children in these situations accountable. The reason why it seems to always fall at the feet of the women, because the majority of these children who are born outside of the social construct of marriage, when we're not having kids in a marriage, that means we just got a bunch of baby mamas and baby daddies running around. And the chances are is that mom is going to end up being the custodial parent naturally. When she walks out of the hospital, she's going to have a kid, not the dad. The only reason that the dads usually end up getting custody is if the dads are just crappy, unfit parents. Excuse me, I said that wrong. The only reason, let me back up, let me retract that. The only reason that the mothers would lose custody is if they're crappy and unfit parents. I said that wrong. And the dads have to be like pristine, perfect, and also have to prove how bad the mom is just to get visitation and custody in a lot of these cases. But boyfriends, they get all the access they want to these kids. And if this man was willing to beat that little girl like that, I don't even want to think about, I don't even want to imagine what else that man probably did with those kids while he was left with those kids by himself. That dude needs to be thrown under the jail. That dude don't even need a trial. But in this country, he's going to get a trial. And I hope that they sentence him to the furthest extent of the law. Again, Derek Woods, I believe, based on the evidence that's been presented, that he's guilty. And like I say, they should be, both of those parents should be guilty alone just for staying at Sylvy's Motel. What a nasty, unfit place. That place needs to be torn down. It shouldn't even be in business. Let me end it by saying this. That little girl right there, I'm going to put some respect on her name. Her name is 1-year-old Amanda Marie Owens. Such a beautiful little baby. I can't imagine, and there is nothing that this little baby could have done to deserve a demise like that, to be put in a situation like that, to not be given a fair chance in this life. This baby deserved every opportunity to grow up and become something great. And I feel so bad for the biological father, which is that gentleman over there on the right-hand side. He did the right thing. And it sucks that when we ask our men, and I want y'all to hear me on this. We ask our men to do the right thing. Don't go beating up mama's boyfriend. Don't go acting a fool. Don't go walking off on your kid. Y'all ask for these dudes to fight for their kids. That's exactly what he did. He went to court. He was doing the right thing. Just like a man by the name of Michael Garrett in Cuyahoga County, Ohio, who was fighting for legal custody of Anaya Day Garrett. But Sierra Day and her boyfriend Deontay Lewis decided to murder that little girl 4 days before their court date. And you have to ask yourself, when a father does everything right that he's supposed to do legally, what else is he supposed to do? And I feel bad for him, but I feel even worse for this baby because she is a beautiful baby with an awesome smile. And baby Amanda could have grown up to become anything. And I'm sad that she was robbed of that opportunity. And it really breaks my heart. And I get really worked up about these cases because I just see the awesome potential in these kids. I see my daughter in these kids. I am a father and I love my daughter. And shout out to my daughter, by the way, which she better be asleep. But I love my daughter so much. And every time I see these little babies, it reminds me of when my daughter was that small. And they depend on us for everything. And all I'm asking for the world to do is just, we got to do better by these kids. We got to protect them. We have to give them a voice. The AFC, this is not a me thing. This is a we thing. Us together. We all have to give them a voice and we all have to speak out and advocate for children like Amanda and so many more. We have to advocate for them first, okay? We're going to continue to dedicate our platform to these babies until we can make these demons stop hurting our children, okay? I want to thank you guys so much for listening with an open mind and an open heart. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, I actually have one more story to present to you. And I'm sorry to tell y'all like this. This next story is actually going to be worse than what you just heard. I repeat. I'm trying to make sure I took all of the biological mother's pictures out of here. So if I missed one to the biological mom, I'm going to say off top, I apologize. But I think I got them all out of here because I'm going to be honest with y'all. I didn't want to put the biological mother's information out there even though I had it. I was able to find it. And I did not want to expose the biological mother. Even though I felt like I have a just reason for calling out her bad judgment and who she decided to date. That fool right there. So I just wanted to preface that by saying this. So again, if you guys are listening to this, you're going to hear some very, very disturbing details that are not going to sit well with your sensibilities. So if you guys cannot handle that, then I understand if you need to exit. But right now, I want to tell you guys we have approximately 600 people in the building, which is not bad. We're at our goal at 450. Let's try to get 150 more thumbs up. Let's try to see if we can bring that to an even 600, if we can do that. And I'm sorry to the people who are donating. Let me say thank you to y'all. I'm sorry. Let me say thank you to MMO Family Girl. I don't know if she's still in there or not, but MMO Family Girl, I want to thank you. Let me see how far I can scroll back. I want to say thank you to Erica Hendricks, if you are there. I want to say thank you for taking on the $10 challenge in the chat. Jennifer H. took on the $10 challenge in the chat. Love and support from the for you, AFC from Little Rock, Arkansas. Shout out to Little Rock. My dad is actually originally from Arkansas, so y'all know I love the Razorbacks. So shout out to Jennifer. Thank you so much. Welcome, Lorna Atkinson. Welcome to the AFC. Thank you so much for finding it in your heart and in your budget to be a part of our family. Thank you so much. Southern Girl, thank you for the $20 super chat. Always showing love. And Southern Girl hit us again. So that makes $30. So thank you very much, Southern Girl. Much love. Let me also say thank you to, in the Cash App, to Melinda St. Martin. Said, thank you for all that you do. Took on the $20 challenge. And y'all know if y'all send it in the Cash App, I actually get 100% of that. So thank you for showing support for our message and what we do and helping trying to build up our channel. So thank you very much. And I also want to thank everybody else who's already donated. I don't want to read all of those names again, but y'all know who y'all are, along with Leanne Engel and everybody else. Let's go ahead and get started. Said, just got in. Where was the mom at this time? Okay. So I don't think I have an answer for you where this mom was in this situation, but I think it's kind of going to be kind of one of those questions that you'll ask last when it comes to this situation, because I'm going to tell y'all, it's really bad. That dude right there is a horrible person. Oh man, I got to prepare myself for this one. Y'all hold on. Did I get your PayPal? Yes, I did. Thank you, Leanne. I sure did. I absolutely did. And you know you really, really rock, Leanne, and I cannot thank you enough. Let me see. Let me make sure. The most recent one that you sent, Leanne, came in a little bit earlier today. And it said, every stream, more people are showing up and new numbers. It's awesome and great to see. So yes, I did get that. And Leanne, I always try to keep, whenever you donate the larger amounts, usually like if it's over like, if it's anything over $30, I usually will try to kind of keep it on the low unless you want me to read it out. But I do want to say thank you so much for really digging deep and showing the support the way that you have. So thank you, Leanne. We had one more. Hold on, y'all bear with me. I'm gonna do this before we actually start this story. Kydra, if you're listening, said taking on the $20 challenge, and y'all know who Kydra is, and y'all know Kydra is awesome also. So thank you very much for taking on the $20 challenge. Leanna said, I just subscribed. I want to say thank you very much. But all of our content, let me explain the way it works. We advocate for children first. Every story I talk about generally has something to do with children. They're usually kind of hard to hear, but our point is to try to curb this type of behavior, spread awareness, because the news isn't really talking about these stories. Some of the people in the chat, they can tell you. The news isn't really putting these stories out there, as many of them as they are. And I don't think they really take this thing as serious as we do. But what I'll do is we'll do a live video like now, and then what I'll do is I'll shorten them up, and then I'll upload them so you guys can watch them at a later date in a much shorter form. Okay? So the live will be about where it's at, and then I'll upload the stories separately. But that's kind of the way it works. But thank you for subscribing. I got to prepare myself for this one, man. Sheesh. Ladies and gentlemen, I had to really compose myself before I talked about this particular story. And I'm going to tell you guys, I want y'all to look in the eyes of that baby right there. Beautiful baby. So sweet. Had her whole life ahead of her. This baby's life was robbed of her in an unimaginable way. And I'm going to warn you guys, the details that I have to talk about in this story are very sensitive. They might turn your stomach. So if you guys are not able to handle that type of content, then I understand. This is your forewarning that I'm going to express those details. And if you can't handle it, then I understand if you need to exit the video. But that's your I forget what you call it, but that's my forewarning. This story comes out of a place called Decatur, Alabama. New details were released to the public. Oh, excuse me. Let me skip that. I'm gonna tell y'all that part next. An 8-month-old girl out of Decatur, Alabama, who was the victim of an alleged assault last week, had severe bruising over much of her body. A bite mark from teeth, a bite mark on her arm, and was gasping for air when Decatur police arrived, according to a police affidavit filed on Friday. The little girl remained in critical condition Friday afternoon at Children's of Alabama in Birmingham, according to the police. Got a lot of pictures of this baby. Beautiful little girl. The individual that you see on my screen, his name is Cameron Allman, A-L-M-E-N, Elliott. Cameron Allman Elliott. This dude is 22 years old. He don't look 22. This dude looks like he's every bit of 35 or 40 years old. He looked like he's like my age. But the dude is 22 years old. Out of Brownstone Street, Decatur, and he was arrested Wednesday and charged with second-degree assault, first-degree possession of marijuana, and possession of a controlled substance. He remained in the Morgan County Jail on Friday with a bail of $260,000, according to jail records, but I don't think that's enough on the bail, and I'm going to tell y'all why here in a moment. Now, according to the affidavit by Detective Timothy Pace, Morgan County 911 received a medical call reporting an unresponsive child shortly before midnight Tuesday, and police responded to the 2200 block of Victoria Drive Southwest along with medical personnel. Upon arrival, police found the girl gasping for air and unresponsive, with bruises, abrasions, and welts on her neck, face, shoulder, and legs, and a bite mark on her arm. This baby was initially transported to the Parkway campus of Decatur Morgan Hospital. Medical staff there advised of all her injuries appeared to be recent, and her non-responsive condition was due to the amount of trauma her body had received, and she was transported to Birmingham. Pace interviewed the child's mother, because I'm sure y'all want to know, where was mom? Pace interviewed the child's mother, who said that her daughter had been in good health with no injuries. The mother told Pace, Cameron Allman Elliott, that fool, that criminal, that thug, and remember, thug don't have a color attached to it, this dude is a criminal. The mother told Pace that man took the child on a car ride, and when he returned approximately 10 minutes later, the baby was gasping for air and in her current state. At that point, Elliott was charged with second-degree assault. After being booked into the Morgan County Jail, according to Pace's affidavit, Elliott made a phone call, which this will be very interesting to y'all. He was booked into jail. He was allowed a phone call. He made a phone call, and he told the person who he called and instructed them to go to the residence and get his backpack. Police found out because obviously they can listen in on the calls, and they contacted the owner of the residence and obtained consent to search it and then retrieved Elliot's backpack according to the affidavit, which was awesome. I'm glad they did that. Thank you. Somebody said 10 minutes don't even sound right. I 100% agree, but bookmark that. We'll come back to it. We haven't even got to the bad part yet. Devin McGuire. Who is Devin McGuire? Who is that? Is that a family member or something? Okay, yeah, let me know if you, Devin McGuire, if you want to call in, if you know something that we don't know, let one of the moderators or channel members know, and then they can tag my name. And then I could actually give you a link and let you call in, and you could tell me why you believe he's innocent. I'd be more than happy to open up my platform if you have information that you know for a fact. But if you're just guessing because you know his character or his personality, then we might want to hold off on that. But if you know something that will present good evidence, then let me know. But I'd be more than happy to let you call in. I'm his brother. Okay. Let me ask you this. Would you like to use the link? Matter of fact, can one of my moderators post the link? If you don't have it, I can pull it up real quick. So y'all bear with me. What this link is called StreamYard. And StreamYard will allow you to click this link no matter what device you're using, whether you're on a computer or a cell phone. And as long as when you click it, you can see that it says mic is working. You want to make sure to select the proper microphone, and you'll be able to call in. So there you go. Miss June Bennett posted the link, and all you have to do is click that link, no matter what device you're on, type in a name, and I won't show you on camera, but you'll be able to come in, and I'll be able to talk to you. But I have it open. My platform is available to you. So click that link. She's reposting the link in there for you. So I'll wait for you. When I see you pop up, I will bring you in. After obtaining a search warrant, police found the backpack containing marijuana packaged in baggies for resale. They found Adderall pills and 3 digital scales with marijuana residue, according to Pace. Elliot had previously been charged 3 times with misdemeanor domestic violence for allegedly assaulting a former girlfriend, not the same woman whose child he assaulted in Decatur. So let me do this. Let me go ahead and bring in our guest. I'm going to do a quick mic check with you, and let me see if I can hear you. Devin, are you there? It's kind of freezing up a little bit.
Can you hear me?
I think I can make you out pretty good.
What about now?
Okay, audience, if y'all can, let me know if y'all can hear him. Do me a favor real quick. Give me a mic check. Say mic check, and I can see if I can hear you.
Mic check, 1, 2.
Okay, let me see if I can hear you. Hold on just a second. It's kind of freezing up a little bit. Hold on. Can you hear me? I think I can make you out pretty good. Hold on just a second.
What about now?
Okay, audience, if y'all can, let me know if y'all can hear him.
You can hear him?
Do me
Okay.
a favor real quick. Give me a mic check. Say mic check, and I can see if I can hear
Mic check, 1, 2.
Okay, perfect. You're perfect. Okay, if you would, do me a favor and kind of let me know what name you want to go by, and let me know what your relationship is to this particular story.
My name is Devin, and he's like a brother to me. He's a brother to me. I was with him every day up into the situation.
Okay. You have the floor. Go ahead and kind of tell me as far as like what you want to share with us in the audience.
Okay. So basically, they're framing my brother. They're framing Cameron. We live in a state that the white people they are the majority. Like Alabama, they treat us like shit down here. Cameron, he was with April, with the baby's mom, and they say 2 days before this happened that the baby was dropped by the grandmother or something. That's a rumor that I've heard. And then I've heard that the baby's mom mom gave the baby shaking what's it called, baby shaking syndrome. And basically he was just at the wrong place at the wrong time, and the baby was the last person in his possession. I mean, damn,
that's okay. Take your time. Take your time. Like I say, you might not be used to, hopping like on these things that we use all the time, so it's okay. But yeah, just kind of take as much time as you need to.
But he basically was at the wrong place at the wrong time. The baby wouldn't stop crying because the baby had, they think the baby had shaken baby syndrome. The baby wouldn't stop crying. So the baby's mother told him to take the baby on a car ride. So he said he was going to go to the store. He went to the store. The baby stopped crying. He thought everything was fine. He looked back and he saw that the baby's eyes were rolling to the back of her head and the baby was foaming out her mouth. He calls the baby's mom and she tells him to come right back right then and there. He has a good relationship with the baby. The baby loves him. She even says it in the text message. I wish I could show y'all the text message, but I can't. But she even says it in the text message. All the baby knows is Cameron. The baby loves Cameron. The baby loves Cameron. And she's like, I love Cameron. I love Cameron. I know he didn't do this. Like she admits it in the text message. The lawyers and all this already got all this information from all the text messages, so we're just waiting on trial. But she admits that he didn't do it. She says that the EMT did all the bruises and the scars on her arm, and the baby has a bigger brother who's about, let's say, about 5 or 4. That probably where the bit mark came from, because they tested it for DNA and it was inconclusive. It wasn't Cameron's DNA.
Okay.
And Cameron, when I talked to Cameron and I had to let him know that the baby passed, Cameron broke out into tears. Cameron broke out into tears because he loved that baby. Like, he take care of that baby. He has 3 kids. He has 3 kids of his own. He has 2 little girls and one boy. And nothing has ever happened to them wrong. Nothing ever happened to them wrong. And I've lived with them. I've lived with him and the mother that they say he abused. He didn't abuse her. They fought and she called the police. She called the police and of course, you learn from stuff like that. But they was into it, and it was just something I tried to break it up, but he didn't like that. That was just totally that don't got nothing to do with this. But anyway.
So let me ask you this.
Yeah, ask questions, because that'll help me out a little bit.
Fair enough. Let me ask you this. When it comes to the mom, what do you believe that the mom did? What do you think her role was, based on your understanding or based on what you know? What was the mom's role in this?
The mom role was either from the grandmama or whoever dropped the baby, or whoever gave the baby shaking baby syndrome. Her role was to stay out of it, because apparently she knows something. So when they do the interviews, they don't interview her. They don't interview her mother. They interview the grandparents and all that. And I have messages from the mom that says that he didn't do it. He didn't do it. Like, she knows what happened. She's just, I guess, I'm not trying to be a racist or anything, but I guess white people stick together, like they stick together for real. And the mom is mixed, and her family, like they real white, like, and I love white people, I'm not racist by any means, but they are really white, they rather throw a man under the bus rather than to tell the truth. Just tell them that you dropped the baby, or you gave the baby shaken baby syndrome, you know, and it's a rough story because I even know the little girl myself. I know Mackenzie myself, and it hurt me, you know, to find out that she passed. And Cam is in there. He's in there hurt. He's hurt right now because they're talking about that he's already been jumped in there by some white guys. They got him in protective custody, but he's hurt right now.
Hold on, just a second. Let me ask you this.
Go ahead.
Because you're basically saying like this is like a racially motivated thing, right?
No, I'm not saying it's racially motivated. I'm saying he was at the wrong place at the wrong time.
But they're pinning it on him because of race, though, right?
No, I'm saying that their family is sticking together, and they're pinning it on him so no one else in their family goes down because that baby was touched in parts that she shouldn't have been touched in.
Wait, hold on. Because see,
and
that's what I'm
getting. Other family members, his uncles, his cousins, his brothers, she has a brother, you know, you never know who it could be, and his DNA was inconclusive. It wasn't his DNA.
Okay, his DNA was inconclusive. You're saying on the bite marks, but when
I can't really hear you.
Okay, so because you're talking about a part of the story that I haven't quite got to yet, so for everybody who's listening right now, there was a part of the story that was going to be a part 2. Part 2 of that story is that, let me see if I can pull it up here.
I can't hear you.
You can't hear me? Can you hear me?
It's going in and out.
Okay, hold on just a second. How about now? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Hold on, let me see if I can switch my audio for you. Hold on. Let's see here. USB. Yeah, you should be able to hear me. You can hear me okay now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Here's the part that I was gonna get to. According to the Decatur Daily, the baby, who police said was murdered and sexually tortured by a Decatur man, had genital bruising that came from penetration. This information was contained within a police affidavit filed in court on Wednesday. That's outside of the bite marks and bruising. So let me ask you a very difficult question. When it comes to something like that, the kid obviously didn't do it to herself. There was an adult that did this, because that's not something that accidentally happens. So let me ask you this. In your estimation, who do you believe is responsible for violating this baby in a sexual manner?
Well, I'm gonna start off by saying this: the whole penetration thing. They say it wasn't. They say it was an item used. You know, so I really don't know. It could have been an uncle. It really could have been a brother, but it was an item used. It was no DNA. So I mean.
Okay, because they're also saying that all of this trauma was also recent. So I do a lot of these stories. So one thing that I know is that they also have the ability to determine whether injuries are like long healing injuries, like stuff that happened a while ago, compared to something that happened very recently, because it's kind of easy to tell that with the skin and all of that kind of stuff. They said all of this stuff happened very recently. All of these things, from the bite marks to the bruising to the, I hate even saying it, but the genital bruising, all of this happened at a very recent point.
Okay. Let me tell you this. In the text messages from the mom that I got from the mom, from the mother of the child, says that the EMT did this. The EMT handled my baby so rough that I literally cried. I cried. I couldn't watch it. That's all I got to say about that. She said that the EMT handled her baby so rough. They were grabbing her by her arms and all that. Like, trying.
Okay.
I'm not telling. I wish I could send you the messages, but the lawyer got the messages. That's all I'm worried about.
So who is it that said that the EMTs handled the baby roughly?
The mother of the child.
And the mother is saying that's how the baby got the bruises?
Yes. She's playing both sides because at first she was telling Cameron's mother, she was telling this whole side that he didn't do anything, he didn't do nothing, he just rode to the store, she had a seizure and they came back, yada, and now she's basically on the whole other side. Well, she's not even allowed to talk. Her mom and her grandmom and her grandfather is doing all the talking.
Okay, fair enough. So here's another thing that I haven't introduced just yet. Like I said, the audience is really just hearing this for the first time for the most part. So, and like I said, I always want to try to have a level of respect for any guest that comes on. But what I want to do is I want to read a couple of sentences of the rest of this article because it was kind of what I was getting into right before you typed in the chat. And I do appreciate you at least, make an acknowledgement in there so we can bring you on and at least hear another side of the story, which is cool. But if you don't mind, let me read this part and then I want you to address what you believe or what you feel based on what I read, okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, here we go. It says, after they obtained a search warrant, police found the backpack because what they're saying is that he called somebody and he asked something about a backpack. Well, they found out because I don't know if you really been to. Unfortunately, I've been to jail. I know how the shit work, right?
I've been to jail too.
So they obviously they listen to your calls and anything that you say can and will be used against you. So what they did was able to obtain a warrant and they went into that residence and found the backpack that he was asking about. So regardless of whether that was true or not, there was some mention of a backpack. They went and found the backpack and found that it had marijuana packaged in baggies for resale. I'm just reading literally what they quoted. They found Adderall pills and 3 digital scales with marijuana residue, but there's more. They said that Elliott has previously been charged with 3 crimes with misdemeanor domestic violence for allegedly assaulting a former girlfriend, not the same woman whose child they're saying that he assaulted allegedly. And I said allegedly. Mm-hmm. On September 28th of 2019, according to an affidavit by the Decatur police officer Jonathan Espino, Elliott went to the former girlfriend's apartment and after a verbal altercation, she ran downstairs to call the police. And that's when Elliott punched the woman in the mouth, according to the affidavit. I'm not qualifying whether it's true or not. That's just what they're saying. Okay.
Okay, now, I was living with them at that time, so yeah, that's a good question. That's the perfect question to ask.
Okay, and it said once the woman was on the ground, they're stating, according to the affidavit, Elliott started stomping her head and kicked her several times, and once in the stomach. And the woman was 5 months pregnant with Elliott's child at the time, and the two also had another child. One more thing I want to read to you. Another incident in May 12th of 2019 involved the same woman. So according to a police statement, Elliott struck her in the face and head and scratched her arms and back. Elliott transferred both municipal court cases to the circuit court and they're currently pending. But those cases are currently pending, although the victim in November 2019 submitted a letter to authorities asking that the charges be dropped. Now we put it behind us and we have moved on, or we move forward, according to her note. She said, we've been co-parenting and getting along, but there was a third domestic violence charge that was filed against Elliott for an incident with the same ex-girlfriend that took place in March of last year, and that charge is also pending.
That one is about the woman.
You're a little bit muffled, bro.
Huh?
You're a little bit muffled. Your voice is a little muffled.
Can you hear me better now?
Yes, sir. Perfect. Go ahead.
All right, that's the situation where the woman wants the man more than she cares about the baby. Like she's they fought. It wasn't no he just punched her. He beat on her. He just kicked her.
Oh, I can't hear you now.
They fought. My bad. My girlfriend. She's back in me.
Okay.
But they fought. They fought a lot. Like I stayed in the back room and they fought a lot.
Bro, it's a little bit hard to hear you. You're saying who fought? It's a little bit hard to hear you.
The ex, his ex that he has the kids with, and him, they fought. Like she didn't want him to see his kids and stuff, and it elevated and stuff, and she put his hands on him, he put his hands on her. But he learned from that, everybody, like I said, I've been in jail, you've been in jail, so he learned from that, but it never happened again, and they have a great relationship now. She's actually defending him. She wants him free because she knows he's not that type of person. He just that was just in between. That was just their problems. Like I had to break it up sometimes. But
so you're saying they were physical as opposed to verbal,
huh?
So you're saying they had physical altercations?
Yeah. But they're gonna listen to the woman's side of the story before they listen to how this whole thing works.
I don't know if you know this part, but you know that they had to remove the baby from life support on Monday, right?
Yeah. He Cameron, when Cameron found out the news, he cried, man. That was like one of his children. He got 3 of them. Like that was really like the first time I talked to him when he was in there, he was just like, just pray for the baby, man. Just pray for her. That's all I care about, man. Right now, I know I'm gonna get out. I know I didn't do anything. Just pray for the baby. That's all he was saying. Just pray for me, pray for the baby. But we got faith. We got faith because we know we didn't. We know. He said, I know I didn't do anything. He said, just pray for the baby. Pray for McKinsley. So he was on her side, man. Like. It's some sickness going inside that's going on with inside their family, the mother's family that's not being brought to light.
Okay, let me give you this last part because we're getting ready to close out here in just a moment. Because this was very recent. This was. Hold on. Let me. I'm gonna mute you just for a second, okay? Can you still hear me? Okay, good. Okay. I just needed to mute you just for a second. I'm going to bring you right back in, so just bear with me. This last part says that on February the 10th, because this just occurred, a search warrant affidavit, Detective Joshua Daniel said a rape kit, R-A-P-E, a rape kit was used on the baby, and the results are unknown at this time. But the search warrant requested authorization to take a DNA swab from Elliott, which was granted for purposes of comparing it to DNA gathered for the rape kit. So that is still pending, and that's their official word that they're saying. They're not saying whether it was conclusive or not conclusive just yet. What are your thoughts on that?
He didn't do it. I mean, that's my thoughts, man. He didn't. I don't know where a rape kit came from. I've never seen a rape kit, but I know he didn't do it. And like I said, it's plenty of people that the baby be around. She lets. The baby is watched by many people. That's all I'm gonna say.
Are you familiar kind of with what let me see if I can get his name back up here. Are you familiar with what Elliott is facing as far as his charges?
That's why I'm fighting so hard, because we all know, like, you go on Facebook and you type in "justice for Cameron," like it's flooded. Like the people know who he is. People know he's not like that. That's just sickening for it. That's sick. That's a sick human being. And Cameron got the heart of gold. It's been nice where I haven't had places to sleep, and he let me sleep there with him and his family. You know, like all those it's false allegations. It's all gonna come to the light when it goes to trial.
Okay, well, let me do this. Let me go ahead.
We're pretty confident. We're confident.
Well, let me go ahead and do this. First of all, I want to say thank you for your time. But I do this with everybody. I'm gonna go ahead and give you the floor and let you give your closing thoughts about this, and then we'll go ahead and wrap up. And I'll go ahead and finish my part of the story.
Could you repeat that?
Yeah, hold on just a second. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna close this out, and I'm gonna give you an opportunity to give your closing thoughts about this, and then I'm gonna go ahead and finish up with my part of the story. But go ahead and give your closing thoughts before I let you go.
My closing thoughts are: is people should just stop bashing and slandering until they find the real truth and what really happened. Because in other case, like the other case, you saw, you know what happened. But in this case, there's not enough evidence. They've got when it goes to trial, they've got to come with all their evidence, and we've got all our evidence, and we're confident. We're confident. We know that he didn't do this. That's all I'm saying. That's all. That's all I got to say.
Okay. All right. Well, Devin, man, look, I want to say thank you for your time, and I appreciate you taking a moment to spend with me to kind of give us some more clarity to this story. Okay.
All right. Thank you, Justice for Cameron.
All right. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, I got to be real honest with you guys. I have a lot of thoughts, and I know Devin is listening right now. And Devin, look, man, I want to say this. Look, I truly, first of all, I know it takes a lot of courage for people to get on here and talk, especially when you're familiar with these cases. So for that, bro, I want to say I appreciate you for taking the moment and having some courage to come on here. It's like I say, not everybody does it. Not everybody's got the courage to do that. So I can appreciate you doing that and standing by your friend. I can appreciate you sticking up for your friend and all of that good stuff, okay? So I just want that to be the precursor for what I'm getting ready to say. You said justice for Cameron. I feel you because that's your friend. I feel you. That's your dog. You ride for your homie. I get it. But I feel like instead of there being justice for Cameron, I feel like there should be justice for Mackenzie Jade Mason. The baby that I'm showing on my screen right now, before anybody, before the mom, before the boyfriend, before the dad, before the EMT workers, before anybody, I feel like justice has to go for the baby. And let me say this, because I know a lot of people might not know what the baby's name is, so I got to kind of spell it out for you guys. But Mackenzie's name is spelled Makynslee. Jade, which is Jayde. Mackenzie Jade. So the way I was able to find so many pictures of the baby was because I typed in hashtag Mackenzie Jade or justice for Mackenzie Jade. So it's a little bit hard. Matter of fact, let me post it in the chat so you guys can find it a little bit easier. Hold on just a second. It's a very unique name, so I'm sorry if I'm not able to enunciate it properly. Justice for Mackenzie Jade. So that's how you spell it if you guys want to look more information up. But I feel like that's where the focus should be. But you also got to remember that that's what my channel stands for. That's what AFC. The AFC, which is this logo right here, That's what it stands for, the Advocates for Children, and we advocate for children first before we advocate for anybody else, before mom and before anybody. But second thing I want to bring up is I was quite a bit confused by the recollection of those stories, and let me tell y'all why. Because we cannot excuse a man that is around children that has a backpack that contained, and that should be pretty easy to prove, that he called and asked for a backpack. That sounded like it made a lot of sense, that it was probably him, asked about a backpack. They intercepted the backpack, and the backpack had marijuana, packaged for resale, Adderall pills, and 3 digital scales that had marijuana residue. Like, I don't think that would be pinned on somebody. But like I say, if he was into drugs, that don't make him a murderer. It definitely doesn't make him a murderer. But I will tell you guys this. One thing that made it very odd and very weird for me was this big fact. Nobody has denied that, let me see if I can get his name, that Cameron Elliott had the child in his possession. They said he left. Let me see if I can read this again verbatim. Cameron took the child on a car ride, and then he returned approximately 10 minutes later, where the baby was gasping for air in her current state. I'm going to say that again. Everybody was saying that the baby was fine before he took the baby into his possession, took her on a car ride, and the baby comes back in this horrible distress. That I believe that time frame is impossible, and somebody's lying about that time frame. It wasn't no 10 minutes, and even if it was, how can a baby come back that distraught in 10 minutes? That doesn't make any sense. This baby was penetrated with an inanimate object, with something. I don't know what it was. We'll find out, hopefully. But on top of that, if that baby was penetrated, he brought the baby back in 10 minutes, they called 911, and the baby was in that level of distress, that would mean if he didn't do it, then that baby would have already been in distress. I'm going to say that again. Let me say it again. Let me say it again. If this stuff happened before the baby was in his possession, then the baby would have already been in a hell of a lot of distress before he took the baby into his possession. Am I right or am I wrong about that? Something is not right about that, and somebody is lying. Either, what's his boy's name? Either Cameron is lying or the mom is lying. But one of those two is lying. This baby is dead because of one of those two people. I can't definitively say that it was Cameron, but what I can say is that it was one or the other. It was either mom or the boyfriend. The baby would have already been crying and screaming and would have been in distress, would have had trouble breathing if this baby was body, and I hate saying this because it's really hard to talk about, with this baby's body being physically penetrated with something. Whoever did it. If he picked the baby up and he didn't do it, he damn sure couldn't have did it after he dropped the baby off. So that means it must have happened before. And if it happened before, then he would have noticed that this baby was already breathing hard and in distress before he picked up the child. We can't just walk by that and act like we didn't hear what we just heard. It's something about that that's not adding up. And on top of that, I'm going to tell you the type of person that I am. I'm going to be real straight with y'all. I'm a straight shooter. And a lot of people might not like what I got to say, but I've always been the type of dude that keep it a grand. I keep it 100 about what I feel and what I believe. Here's my belief. I believe that somebody who's selling drugs illegally, selling pills illegally, it ain't past them to do some other illicit shit, especially when it comes to kids. Because if they're doing illicit deeds, then it proves that they don't care about their future. And so for a person to be dealing with illegal drugs, knowing that they could get a lot of time in jail for that anyway, it wouldn't be so much far past them to go a little bit further. And matter of fact, here's another point. So we could question his behavior when it comes to the drugs and all of that, but let's talk about the actions. We have actual court case records of him being violent, not once, not twice, not 3 times, but multiple times to his ex-girlfriend. They were in physical altercations between punching and hitting and kicking. It seems that this man has a violent attitude. And matter of fact, let me just ask the people who are listening in the chat right now. I just want to ask y'all opinion before we wrap up, because I think I've said about all I need to say. What do you guys think about any individual? Matter of fact, we'll talk about that. Matter of fact, shit. Let me just put this picture up there because y'all might not even have seen this. To his friend in the chat, bro, I know you're still listening, but I got to do this. I have to do this. All I'm doing is just painting a picture of possibility because this is what I do on my show. When they say that pictures speak 1,000 words, do you guys believe that pictures speak 1,000 words? These are 2 pictures of Mr. Elliott. And I want y'all to think about this. He had a hell of a lot of violent altercations with his ex-girlfriend. He demonstrates violent behavior. His backpack was full of illicit drugs. Is it too far-fetched to think that he might have been just a little bit violent with a baby of a woman who he might have had some issues with? I'm just asking, is it possible? Y'all see the gun in the hand. Y'all see him throwing up the middle fingers. I know everybody do what they do. Not everybody see nothing wrong with this. But me personally, I think from a father's standpoint, not just a black man's standpoint. I think from a father's standpoint, and I don't think from, me being in the corporate world, to me being a father, to me being a counselor, a mentor, and even all of the bad things that I've done and been through in life, I just don't think it's a smart thing to pose with the thug outfit on, right? With guns and throwing up middle fingers. And matter of fact, I didn't even think about that. What is that in that right picture down there at the bottom? I didn't even think about that. Can y'all see that? Or do I need to break out my trusty whiteboard? I think I'll break out the trusty whiteboard. What is this? I didn't even see this before. It's like finding Where's Waldo. What is that? There is a backpack. Is this the same backpack? Hell if I know. All I'm saying is that when you have a lot of evidence built up against you, all they're doing is just going to make a case against this guy. That's all I'm saying. They're going to make a case against him. They're going to use his past behavior. They're going to use his pictures. They're going to use that phone call he made. They're going to use his version of the story. They're going to use mom's version of the story. They're going to use all of this. And you have to ask yourself, with everything that you've heard from this so-called 10-minute car ride, to this baby already having this trauma, to the EMTs were too rough with the baby, which I'm not really sure how an EMT would be rough with a baby or why they would be rough with a baby, how that's even a feasible thing to even fathom, to the fact that there is evidence of sexual trauma to this baby that nobody is admitting to, and the fact that if that happened to the baby beforehand, the baby would have already been in distress way before he got there. So here's what you would have to ask yourself before I close out and show you guys the news videos. You'd have to ask yourself, if the baby was already in distress, then why did he agree to take the baby on a 10-minute car ride and brought her back? It shouldn't have taken a human being 10 minutes to figure out that something's wrong with a baby, unless something became wrong with the baby after the baby left for the car ride. I'm sorry, man. It's just too much evidence and too many fingers that are pointing at this dude. That's all I'm saying. Let me go ahead and give you guys the fair usage. I know I've kept you guys here for a long time. I will break this video up into smaller pieces so y'all can watch this at a later point. Let's get it. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use. It is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107. Oh, and I almost forgot. I have a video of Cameron Elliott that I forgot to tell y'all that I was going to play. Do y'all want to hear how violent this dude is? I have a video to show you guys how violent Mr. Cameron Elliott is. Do you guys want to see that, or do y'all want me to skip that video? Let me know before I play it, okay?
We are sad to report that the 8-month-old child who was assaulted last week on Victoria Drive in Decatur has died. The suspect, 22-year-old Cameron Elliott, is now facing numerous charges, including capital murder. Elliott is being held without bond at the Morgan County Jail tonight.
I almost forgot I had that video. If y'all want to see it, say play it in the chat or click the thumbs up. I almost forgot. I think y'all might want to see this. So if anybody says no, I think y'all might want to see it. Y'all say yes? Okay, people are saying yes. Okay. I'm just showing his character. Right after this video.
In Decatur, a man is charged with assault of a child, an 8-month-old. Police responded to a medical distress call Tuesday at just before midnight. At the home, authorities found the baby suffering from physical injuries, and upon a preliminary investigation, the child appeared to be assaulted and is in critical condition at a hospital in Birmingham. The suspect, Cameron Allman Elliott, was charged, and in the investigation, authorities found marijuana packaged for resale at his home. Elliott was booked into the Morgan County Correctional Facility on a $260,000 bond.
All right, those are all of the news videos. So for those of you who want to see this video, again, what I'm going to show is I'm going to show mom's boyfriend on camera, and I'm going to just let his words speak for himself. This video is approximately, let me see if I can see. This video is 10 minutes long. It's already late at night. I'm going to let the video play. So y'all said play it? Okay. Let me make it bigger on the screen so y'all can hear this. So what he did was he went live and he decided to, I guess, rant It's a pretty interesting conversation, and I think this kind of shows a little bit of his character. So it's just like, so when I go live, you guys can watch my videos. You can kind of see what my character and what my demeanor is. I think that could be used either for me or against me. So in this video, I think that this video can either be used for him or against him. Without any further ado, we're going to play this under fair use, federal law, USC 107, fair use. Let's get it. I'm going to just let it play out. There's nothing wrong with the sound. I think he's waiting for his live and people to show up before he starts talking. So I'm going to just let it play. And if you guys are watching, please click the thumbs up and share this video. We're at 600 thumbs up. Try to get us to 700, please. We're doing really well. Please click that thumbs up. $758 people here. We should be able to get 700 thumbs up.
I didn't ask for a DNA test on several occasions. On several occasions, I didn't ask for a DNA test. But every time I ask for a DNA test, it's fuck you. Don't worry about it. It ain't your baby. This and that. But you get on Facebook and drag a nigga name all through the mud like I just ain't shit. I got a motherfucking problem with that. A real life problem with that. It's not like I said, fuck the child. I ain't trying to be a father to the child or nothing of that nature. I said, give me a DNA test. And you turned this motherfucker into World War III. Nick, you know I done tried to do the right thing. On several occasions, I done tried to do the right thing. But motherfuckers keep playing with me, and that's what I'm not finna stand for. I done asked the girl for a DNA test on several occasions, but you want to take it there. You want to fuck me, fuck everything that I stand for, and I ain't trying to be a child, trying to be a father to the motherfucking child. I'm just a sperm donor. Nah, we not finna go there. Bitch, give me a DNA test like I asked your stupid ass. And if it come back to be my motherfucking child, I'll take care of her. But I'm not finna be out here looking like no fucking idiot taking care of a child that's not mine. I know what you do and you know what you do, bitch. You ain't clean. We know you ain't clean. You know you ain't clean. You know what the fuck you get into, you hoish ass little girl. She took it there. When do the fuck I ever get on live and do some crazy shit like that? Bitch, stop, keep my name out your mouth. Tell your cousins to keep my name out your mouth. Your mama keep my name out your mouth. Your aunties, all of them. Straight like that. If you got a brother or anything, that situation that want to bump, I'll beat his ass. I'll beat all your uncles up. I'll take it there with all y'all. And that's on my son. Stop saying my son ain't mine, bitch. You mad because I ain't claiming your daughter. I'm just not finna claim no motherfucking child that I don't know mine, you hoish ass little girl. No, why the fuck y'all just continue to play with me like I'm just not, like I'm just some timid ass nigga, like I won't come out my shell or something, man. I will show you and your whole family something. And those facts. I will show you and your whole motherfucking family something. Everybody in your family that got something to say, all your homegirls that got something to say on my mama, I will show all y'all stupid asses something. Y'all some weak bitches. All y'all. Ain't damn one of y'all gonna say shit to my face. Period. Fuck out of here, man.
There's more.
I'm not worried about it. Cause y'all just gonna drag my name through the dirt like I ain't trying to be no father to the child. Bitch, I done asked you on several occasions to give me a DNA test, and if it's mine, I'ma take care of it. I ain't running from that situation. I'm a motherfucking man, and I'ma stand on my 2 feet. I ain't running away from Nan's situation. Period.
I'm just letting it play.
Sick of the ignorant ass shit. Courtney, fuck you.
Damn.
Yeah, like I'm just a deadbeat dad or something. Like I won't stand on my 2 feet and take care of my responsibility. Bitch, if I sit there and made the child with you, what the fuck make you think I ain't? I'm not like these other niggas. If I'm gonna make a child, bitch, I'm gonna take care of it. I'm not finna goddamn. On my mama, I'm not finna be like these other niggas. I ain't had no goddamn daddy. I'm gonna make sure everything in my power and my children got one. Period. I don't never want it to be a day my children say some goddamn shit like they ain't never had their goddamn daddy in their life. Nah, that shit ain't gonna happen. Fuck you talking about. You folks got life fucked up. I'm tired of being a bigger person all the time. All the fuck I do is goddamn try to be the bigger person, but over and over again, everybody and their grandma out here. Well, shit, that's your baby and he ain't taking care of it. He a deadbeat. Oh, he just got one baby on the way. Fuck y'all talking about, man. I done told us October 6th, when the little girl was born, give me a DNA test. I'll take care of mine. I ain't running from Nan's situation. Who the fuck crying? Courtney, stop talking to me before I block your ass. I'm gonna call Coretta on your ass. Just sick of ignorant ass folks. Just like when Cam Jr. get here, I'ma take care of him. Fuck y'all trying. Folk crazy as fuck, man. With the little girl here, I ain't taking care of her. Damn right I'm not gonna take care of her. If I don't know if she mine or not, you gonna take care of a child if you don't know it's yours? Zay, you gonna take care of a child if you don't know it's yours, bro? And I'ma wait for your answer to say anything else. Like, these folks crazy. They ain't got the audacity to say something. I'm sending some papers your way. Okay. Okay. You can send them bitches my way, and guess what they gonna do? Courtney, you so funny. You know what they gonna do? They gonna get your stupid ass DNA test. I'm just... On my mama, I'm not taking care of shit unless I know it's mine for a fact. The little girl mama knows she a hoe. I know she a hoe.
Wow.
If I told y'all who she was, y'all would know she a hoe. This shit tragic, man. You're trying to slander a nigga name like I ain't gonna take care of my responsibilities as a motherfucking man or something. Yeah, I got like fucked up. Any nigga in the street, no.
I've got the volume turned up. He's just talking really low.
Never, ever in my life. Mary, baby mine. I know that for a fact. Your child is a different story, bitch. I know what you get into and you know what you get into. I'm not claiming shit. Dana tell her. Dana gonna tell it all. Dana gonna tell it all. And it ain't like I ain't trying to claim little baby either. Period. I'm just sick of playing with these stupid ass folks. Time will tell you who it is.
So I'm going to tell you the part of the video that really caught my attention, that stood out, was this beginning part.
Every time I ask for a DNA test, try to do the right thing. Fucking idiot taking care of a child that's not mine. I know what you do and you know what you do, bitch. It's all of them. Straight like that. Tell your cousins to keep my name out your...
This part right here. This is the part that stood out to me.
Who the fuck I ever get on live and do some crazy shit like that? Bitch, stop. Keep my name out your mouth. Tell your cousins to keep my name out your mouth. Your mama keep my name out your mouth. Your aunties, all of them. Straight like that. If you got a brother or anything, that situation that want to bump, I'll beat his ass. I'll beat all your uncles up. I'll take it though. Well,
that part.
Bitch, stop. Keep my name out your mouth. Tell your cousins to keep my name out your mouth. Your mama keep my name out your mouth. Your aunties, all of them. Straight like that. If you got a brother or anything, that situation that want to bump, I'll beat his ass. I'll beat all your uncles up. I'll take it though. With all y'all.
All right, I think that's enough of that video. And here's what I want to also point out as a remainder point to give my closing thoughts about this. I don't know this dude. I don't know if he's capable of doing what he's charged with. I don't know. But what I am saying is that a lot of what we've read, a lot of what we've heard, even that video, a lot of the things that were said don't make sense, and a lot of the fingers are pointing directly at him. All I know is that somebody did something to this baby, and it's between either the mother or him. One of those two. The police feel they have enough evidence to charge him and him alone. I don't know what evidence they have, but here's what I do know. That was the condition and the state of that baby. And if y'all don't hear nothing else that I've said all night long, between the video that you just watched, between the gentleman that came on and spoke his thoughts about this story, I want y'all to remember that that's what my video is about. It's not about any petty fighting between girlfriend and boyfriend. This ain't about trying to settle differences. This ain't about what they're going to do with their lives or nothing like that. This is all about Mackenzie Jade Mason, who was only 8 months old. This baby could not speak for herself, nor could she defend herself against the tyranny of her caretakers. This baby suffered in an unimaginable way, and she didn't deserve what she got. She did not deserve to die. And I'm going to tell you guys, if you did not hear the part that I reported, they thought the baby might survive, but they had to take her poor little body off of life support. Her body, her brain wasn't showing any more brain activity, and she could not be saved. I definitely want you guys to do like the sign says, and I just want y'all to pray and keep Mackenzie, excuse me. I apologize about coughing. I'm sorry about that. But I want y'all to remember to keep Mackenzie Jade in your prayers and think about her first when it comes to this case. Whomever is responsible for what they did to this baby, and let me pull up my favorite picture of her. They have a lot of awesome pictures. I actually had some pictures of her and the grandparents, which I thought they were beautiful pictures, where the little baby would just fall asleep on grandpa's chest. And it was just a beautiful thing to see, man. Just see people that just really cared about this baby and loved her. And she seemed to just be like the typical innocent baby. That's actually a picture of the mom and the baby, but it's kind of like cartooned a little bit. But I think that's a really cool picture. But like I say, I don't know who's actually fully responsible for this. But I do know that somebody needs to be held responsible. Let me see if I can find my favorite picture of her. And then I'll close out. This was probably one of my favorites right here. Justice for McKinsley. Beautiful little baby. And I'm so sorry, sweetheart, young princess, that this world has failed you. For that, we all apologize. We sent a prayer hands up. And we are so sorry that we did not get an opportunity to see you grow up and become something great. McKinsley J. Mason, R.I.P. Young Princess, R.I.P. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank you guys so much for being patient with our stream on this particular story, and I hope you guys listened with an open mind and an open heart. From my heart to yours, I love you all. Thank you guys so much, and God have a blessed evening, okay? Thank you. Thank you guys so much, man. If you guys have a blessed night. If you guys need anything from me, you can reach me at my email address, which is right here below. It's theafcmatters@gmail.com. You guys have a great day. Have a great night. And we'll see you guys on the next stream, okay? Peace.
Hey there, listeners. Are you looking for authentic design from brands like Louis Vuitton, Prada, Coach, Gucci, Michael Kors, and so much more at a price that you can actually afford? Well, let me introduce you to Nora's Authentic Designer handbags, shoes, and accessories, where we have designs to meet all of your needs. All items are 100% authentic, brand new, and being sold at prices you don't want to miss out on. Find us on Tradesy.com, at Nora's 915, or email us at norasauthenticdesign@gmail.com. Hey there, listeners. Are you looking for authentic design from brands like Louis Vuitton, Prada, Coach, Gucci, Michael Kors, and so much more at a price that you can actually afford? Well, let me introduce you to Nora's Authentic Designer handbags, shoes, and accessories, where we have designs to meet new and being sold at prices you don't want to miss out on. Find us today on Tradesy.com at Nora's 916design@gmail.com.
Hello, listeners. Come mask up with Keyline Designs, where you reap what we sow. We offer essential handcrafted face masks made with 100% cotton, equipped with a built-in filter and a slot for refillable filters. Our masks have many uses, like riding motorcycles, ATVs, while out in public places, outside exercising, lawn and gardening, and helps prevent the spread of germs. We offer bling, sports logos, monograms, many assorted fabrics and colors. We make child-sized masks starting at the age of 2. Come join us today for the launch of our new website at keylinedesigns.com. Please be sure to like and follow our page on Facebook. Our links can be found in the description box of this video. Thank you.